So here we're gonna start part 2 of the BuckCage invention, how I invented it. So after, sorry, I'm keep looking around. I'm just, whoops, kind of that way. So after the invention was made at my kitchen table, I started showing photos to people after it was already done. Like, I didn't want anybody to really know about it until I could actually say that it was finished. It took a couple weeks for them to cut the molds in order for us to even have a prototype done. I mean, I mentally had a prototype already just from the 3D CAD drawings, because I could see it on the screen on my computer from what they sent me photos of. The CAD drawings were just immaculate. They were perfect. So when all of them finally came back, and then I made different sizes and shape, like, well, not shapes, but all of them were cylindrical in shape, but I made the volume larger inside the BuckCage to have a couple different versions of it. Then once that was done, I paid the money to have the molds cut. It took them a while to cut the molds. They're very, very precise molds. I honestly, I've never actually seen the molds myself, but I'm pretty sure that they would definitely be very, very intricate and detailed, just given the fact that there's 72 holes around the BuckCage. And to be that precise with those close tolerances, it would be very detailed molding. It is injection molded with silicone. So the silicone, why I went with silicone was because it's a food grade silicone, so it would last in the elements. I wanted to make sure that it, basically it wouldn't freeze, wouldn't crack or break if it was squished in your backpack. It was washable, reusable. My whole intention was to make a scent dispenser that had no wick and no reservoir attached to it. I wanted to make something better than what was currently on the market. And at the time, that's basically what I projected to do. That was my goal, was to eliminate the use of a wick or a reservoir that had to stay in contact with it. And for me, fortunately, I through the process of elimination, I was able to do that. I'm not an engineer by any means. I don't have a degree. I'm close to it, but it's in education. Looking at my background, like I said before, I've always been tinkering with stuff. It seems like it's like a quote Matthew McConaughey: all the red lights turned green on this particular day, and everything clicked, and it was like God said, green light for everything. And that's literally how it worked. Like all the pieces fell into the puzzle all at the same time, and I was just beside myself and befuddled at how fast it came together. I mean, there's companies that have product development teams that can't do this as quick as BuckCage was thrown together. I mean, it literally took me weeks. As far as the design itself, I mean, it was done in a week. Obviously till the molds were done and I got my first prototype, we were going into the fall. I think the fall of 2011, I think it was like August of 2011, I actually put my hands... No, we had them in the summer. Within weeks, I had a prototype in my hand, and we booked our first show down in Maryland. Was where we debuted it. It was actually during Hurricane Sandy, I believe. I'd have to look back, but it was in the end of 2011 or beginning of 2012. It was during one of the hurricanes, because our hotel got hit, and it was like a ghost town. We didn't know if they were going to have the show or not, because it was just dumping rain and rain and rain. But it ended up being, people got out, and we sold a bunch of BuckCages that day, over the next 2 days, 2-day period. Things were going well, and the biggest show we went to was the Sportsman Show down in Harrisburg. That's a huge one. That first time we were down there, that was exhausting. Just the volume of people coming through and trying to keep up with everything is a lot. All the back work done to get in there, get a booth set up, get your supplies and stuff in there, the hotels, because it's impossible to drive back and forth unless you're a local, like locally live around Harrisburg area. But it's one of the biggest sportsman shows around, so you got to be there. You got to get your product in front of as many people as possible. All right, I'm gonna cut this off. I'll catch you guys on for round 3.